So apparently, there's this new thing on YouTube, but it must have been there for a while, I don't know. But there is this interesting thing where you can make a video and set it on a timer to come out at a very specific day and time. And I thought to myself, why not? I want to give it a try. But what could I experiment with that would work? Let's say, for the next 6 weeks, what would work? Just need to look here for a moment. I got it! Broken Blade! It's about 6 episodes of anime-worthy film, so I think it'll fit for the next 6 weeks, so yeah, prepare yourselves. For the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be doing a Movie Fridays review on each of the films on Broken Blade. Right, so I finally finished episode 1 of Broken Blade to begin this 6-parter series for Movie Fridays. And this week we're taking a look at The Time of Awakening. This takes place in another world and a continent named Cruzon. And it's kind of this land where no oil exists, but people can manipulate these little crystal shard-looking things called quartz. But unfortunately, our main lead, Rygard, is one of those that is not able to manipulate the said crystal. So he lives out in the countryside since he's unable to power the stuff, and known in the world as an unsorcerer. That is until one day he is invited to the capital of Krishna, where he meets up with 2 of his friends who were a part of the academy, Hodor and Sydney. I could be messing these names up. As much as the reunion wants to pick up some more, unfortunately, Rygard is caught up with what's been happening between the nations. The nation of Assam had unfortunately fallen down into the hands of another nation known as the Athens Commonwealth. Now the Commonwealth has their sights on taking over Krishna. But who is leading the Commonwealth into this battle? One of his former friends, a man by the name of Zess. During this, Hodor leads Rygard to this abandoned mine where an ancient golem resides, which seemed to have been built by the ancients years ago, but no one with the ability of quartz is able to power the thing. But by some weird coincidence, Rygard is able to power the thing on, spring into action, just before one of the troops was going to fire at Hodor. So this leaves Signy, Hodor, and the engineers to question, how is he able to power this thing? Maybe the ancient golems are programmed so that they only work with unsorcerers? They didn't have the quartz in mind? Who knows what it might be? So the next day, Zess and his team come out, and they're practically ready to battle. They're standing by the field. Rygard hops into his golem and tries to head over to talk to Zess. And that's episode 1 of Broken Blade. It didn't get that boring for me, though it did take a while for me to put the puzzle pieces together on how the world operates and how this and that run, and remember this character and remember that character, because they may come in handy later on. And the names, oh my lord, these are gonna have to be names I have to remember. I mean, even some for pronunciations, I have a difficult time trying to remember them. Whether I can figure out how to pronounce the names properly, or it's like that in the show, who knows. But there we go, episode 1 of Broken Blade. A rough start, but I assume it'll get better later on down the line. And, of course, this being a 6-parter series, we're gonna have to pick this up next week. Or at least, when I set the episodes on a timer, so that ought to be an interesting experiment to pull off with. So, see you next week as we take a look at episode 2 of Broken Blade.